Good morning. I'm going to just quick go over some of the writing portions today. So, first things first, remember when you do your writing portion of the ACT that you write as much as you can. So you want to fill the space. Really go for that 5-paragraph essay, 6-paragraph essay, somewhere in there. Make sure you're indenting each paragraph. You're writing legibly, and you write as formally as you can. Okay, so try not to write like you talk to your friends, but write like you're writing an essay. Use correct capitalization and punctuation. Address the prompt that they give you. Organize it well, and I'll give you some organization pointers. Use sufficient examples that they give you in the prompt, so use them all. Use correct spelling and grammar as best as you can, and your most advanced vocabulary and punctuation. Try to throw in a few of those semicolons and colons. So, according to ACT prep books, your best organization would be to have an introduction and then have a paragraph that address a counter argument to your thesis, and then 2 pro paragraphs. Or you could, put that con piece sort of in each paragraph if you wanted as well. And then conclusion. If you don't have a conclusion, it'll look like your essay is disorganized. It doesn't have to be a long conclusion. Use transitions. So if you're agreeing or adding more, so most of the time this is what you're doing, you're going to say things like therefore, moreover, similarly, next, in addition, etc. But when you add in a counter argument, then you would use one of these like however or yet or although. So let's take a peek at the prompt. I just put a prompt up here that is based on one of the recent ACT preps. So notice what they do. They give you all of this text, and it might feel a little intimidating. However, this text is there to help you so that you don't have to think of anything. They give you all the information. You're just going to organize it. That's all you're really doing. So first you have toys are for children, right? Not anymore. In recent years, things that used to be considered, quote, kid stuff have grown in popularity among grown-ups. Nowadays, adults regularly play video games, watch animated movies and television shows, purchase dolls and other collectible figures, and read comic books for their own enjoyment. Is adult enjoyment of children's entertainment merely a sign of immaturity? In what ways can playing with kid stuff change the way all adults understand today's youth? Given that toys, games, and publications that used to be exclusively for children are growing in popularity among adults, it is worth considering the effects and implications of this trend. So, what essentially is the question? It's at the bottom there. In what ways can playing with kid stuff change the way adults understand today's youth? So make sure that you address that prompt, but then all of that other information can be used as your lead, as your attention grabber. So feel free to take that information and those ideas, put them in your own words, and start your essay in such a way, okay? You could also think about giving an example for your lead or something like that, or make a general statement, that sort of thing. Okay, so then there are 3 perspectives, and you get to decide which one you like. So number 1, it is good for adults to be familiar with kids stuff. They'll understand the lives of children better and be more responsive to their needs, interests, and problems. So you could use that one and then just break your essay down into maybe being more responsive and understanding better or something like that, okay? And then just fill it in with examples like from your own life or whatever. Perspective 2, adults need to be models of maturity and responsibility. When they act and think like children, kids have no one to look for guidance. So if you wanted to, you could choose that for your argument or your thesis. Or you could say children need their own cultural space. their own books, their own toys, their own movies in which to explore their ideas. When adults start to take over that space, kids lose out. So you pick one of those three ideas as your argument that you agree with. You can pick something else too, but you don't have to. It's there for you, and they don't think anything badly if you pick one of them. They're expecting that. Your counter argument would be one of the other two perspectives. So for example, maybe I say it's good for adults to be familiar with kid stuff. That's my thesis. And then one paragraph, I might say, while some believe children need their own cultural space, and then I counter that argument. Or if I don't want to use the organization that I have up there, every time I give my sort of, POC point, in each of those paragraphs, I would add a counter argument. So maybe in one, I would add a little bit of perspective 2, in another, I would add a little bit of perspective 3, that sort of thing. What they're looking for, though, is including that counter argument. So think of your typical 5-paragraph essay and use that format, and then somewhere in there add the counter argument, which is something that you should be doing in your history essays as well. So hopefully maybe you've talked about that by now with your teachers. At least that used to be an expectation in the IB exams from years past. So all I want you to do today with this information is to sort of look it over and then sort of sketch out an idea of what you would do on your ACT essay if this were your question. So just kind of circle maybe the one that you would like, and then circle the counter arguments that you would use. Think about what you would do for your lead, that sort of thing. But it's just a way to get you sort of mentally prepared for that essay. So if you want to try, you get about 25 minutes on that essay. So by all means, give it a go and see how quickly you could write an essay. For these, you can use first person, definitely feel comfortable with that. You can use past tense or present tense, whatever is logical for your argument. So that present tense piece and those first person pronoun pieces, those are English essay issues. They're not personal essays like this. Okay. All right. If you have questions, please feel free to email me, and have a good day. Thank you.